Hey, I'm Carlo Peruzza.
I'm Mike Manning.
You're watching Sand Shark Bytes. Welcome back to Sand Shark Bytes. We're back for another episode, and as always, I'm joined by Mike Manning. And Mike, finally, we've had some games, we've had some action. USCB sports season has begun.
Yeah, it really has, Carlo. Had a chance to travel with the soccer team up to USC Upstate last Friday night. Going to be talking to Coach Jay Harris and Kaylee Kumar a little bit later. And then going from there, talk about some other sports and things that are happening.
Absolutely. We'll have an interview with Kaylee Kumar and Jay Harris, but first, let's meet the soccer team.
Courtney Sherry, senior, Lawrence, New York.
Noah Johansson, junior, Åhus, Sweden.
Kaylee Kumar, freshman, Leonardtown, Maryland. Bailee White, freshman, Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Dina Stalnacker, freshman, Huddinge, Sweden.
Alex Petrus, junior, Elkhart, Indiana.
Lauren Kelly, freshman, St. Augustine, Florida.
Allison Schaefer, sophomore, Sykesville, Maryland.
Camila Lazowski, senior, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Brittany Neeser, senior, Johns Creek, Georgia.
Ashley Jarvis, freshman, Fort Myers, Florida.
Melissa Fickner, senior, Toms River, New Jersey.
Hannah Salas, sophomore, West Point, New York.
Aubrey Cassidy, freshman, Tequila, Georgia.
Jory Benton, sophomore, Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Anna Jinla, junior, Charleston, South Carolina. Sophia Peach, freshman, Cumming, Georgia.
Emelina Hammerstein, freshman, Stockholm, Sweden.
Michaela Kacha, freshman, Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Zoe Vansky, freshman, St. Pete, Florida.
Riley Olson, junior, Buffalo, Wyoming.
Trinity Denizard, freshman, Columbia, South Carolina.
Maria Núñez, sophomore, Valladolid, Spain.
Kaylee Taylor, freshman, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Haley Tarani, sophomore, Hartsville, South Carolina.
Aaron Burlingame, freshman, Wellington, Florida.
Logan West, junior, Charleston, South Carolina.
Welcome back to Sand Shark Bytes. We're now joined by Jay Harris and Kaylee Kumar. So Jay, let's talk about our first game of the season. So first off, what were your overall thoughts about game one?
First game of the season is always hard. The team is still trying to get chemistry. Players still trying to build confidence and galvanize. You know, we got a goal, and the first game of the season, regardless of the result, it doesn't change our goal. It was a very difficult game to start with, but if you want to be one of the best teams, then you're going to have to play against the best, and it helps the players see what needs to be done in order to compete with the best. So it was a tough game, but we take a lot from it, positive, and then the things that we didn't do so well, we can go back to the training field and work on them to get better as the season goes on.
So your first game was against a D1 school. Do you think just playing a D1 school is good experience for your squad?
It's a great way for the players to see what it takes to be at that level. I think we have a great grade 11 and squad, and believe that a lot of them have attributes that can play at Division 1. Sometimes there's just little things, sometimes players get overlooked. So I think Mike and Ed done a great job in recruiting and getting quality players that can compete against Division 1s. And now it's my job to help them excel and to be able to compete and show that they are able to actually play at that level.
Absolutely. So who are some of the players that you were really impressed with during your first match?
Kumar is sitting right here, so you could probably guess that she done well in the game. We actually, in all honesty, we didn't play the best we can play as individuals and even collectively. They won the game 4-0, but they were off a lot of our mistakes. You know, very silly, just mental mistakes that that shouldn't happen against the best teams or the worst teams. So a lot of the players didn't play to their potential. I don't know if that was mentally, they just, you know, they wasn't in tune, but we made silly errors. Everyone tried their best, but it's about executing, and we didn't execute the greatest. So I don't think collectively as a team or individuals, anyone really showed what they're capable of. Kumar done really well transitioning from offense to defense, which is why she's sitting here today. When she went back to defense, she really shut down our right side and didn't allow Upstate to get any traction on that side, which they had previously done the whole of the game. They really attacked on our right side and had a lot of joy out of it. So Kumar done an excellent job in dropping back and transitioning into that position, winning a lot of the one-on-one duels. And then actually when winning the ball, she was very good in building and transitioning the ball out into our offense, into midfield.
So you're talking about some mistakes. What were some of those mistakes, and what are you going to do to correct them going forward here?
You know, we've been working on a lot of the same things in the whole of pre-season. It's hard to pinpoint why exactly in this game we didn't do the fundamental things right. It wasn't necessarily the bigger picture in that they was just so good. It was really fundamentally that our passing and controlling just wasn't on. We watched video yesterday as a team and as a squad, and it's very evident for them to see visually what they done wrong. There were moments in the game where we looked so good, comfortable, we was composed on the ball, 6-7 passes building up, and then for some reason we make a rash decision to make a pass that is a low percentage pass, long pass, when we can easily just continue to build and be a bit more patient. I think we just was in a bit of a rush. You know, we're playing a big team, a good team, and I think sometimes we was just in a little bit of rush to try and make something happen. You just got to be patient. You can't rush the game. Take what the other team gives you sometimes. Sometimes you got to counter-attack, sometimes you got to move fast and take risks. Other times you've just got to be patient, control the ball, move it, you know, breathe, relax a little bit. So I think it's just about us being a little bit more composed on the ball and being patient. We have the players that have the capability to move the ball and retain possession. So it's just making sure, you know, they continue to build up their confidence and, you know, they execute in the game.
For sure. Well, Jay, thank you for joining us. We're all excited to see what your team can do going forward.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Kaylee, first game as a Sand Shark. Fun to watch you play last Friday. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the transition's been like for you from high school to the college game?
Yeah, it's been faster speed of play, more intensity, so it was very different than what we were used to playing in the game. It was just so much quicker and like there was more aggression, and it was a lot of fun though.
That's great. And Coach said you had some success back there on the right back. And going forward, you talk about that intensity of the game. What things do you need to work on in training to get yourself to the point where you're comfortable in that setting?
Just more practice, you know, always, you know, being prepared mentally as well, I think is a big part of the game. So just working on those things and always, you know, bringing 100% no matter what.
And Coach is talking about the video you guys were able to watch the other day. As a team, what did you guys see? What are you guys going to take away from that?
I think we need to have more composure on the ball, like Coach Jay said. Also, a lot more communication, I think, would really help with our play and knowing, you know, where the ball should go and things like that.
Last question, what are you looking forward to the most this season?
I'm looking forward to, you know, playing in a lot of the games, winning, the travel, the setting, team bonding. It's all really coming together and seeing the chemistry build up and the outcome that it will bring.
Well, great. Thanks for coming on, Kaylee. It was a joy watching you play in your first collegiate game.
Thank you guys for joining us. Now we're going to talk about some golf and some softball, but first we're going to take a little break. Stay tuned to Sand Shark Bytes.
At the University of South Carolina, Buford, we offer small classes, individual attention, and an affordable education in an atmosphere that fosters diversity and achievement.
We are students.
We field 9 Sand Shark sports teams that compete in the Sun Conference.
We are athletes.
We are one university with 2 campuses serving the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia.
We are the Low Country.
We are the fastest growing 4-year school in the University of South Carolina system. We are USCB.
And welcome back to Sand Shark Bytes. Now we are joined by a very special guest, Assistant Athletic Director Gina Montford. Gina, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Welcome. I think this is your first time on Sand Shark
It is
Bytes.
my
We're
first
happy to have
Crazy.
you
I
here.
can't believe it. So now, Mike, we're going to be talking about some golf,
Yep.
and then we're going to get into some softball, which Gina will join us in that conversation. But first off, men's and women's golf, those two teams have been one of the most successful teams in the past couple seasons that we've ever had at this school. You know, we've seen some great players. And let's start off with the women. First off, they're losing 3 top seniors.
They are. You know, you've got Emily Turner. She was a solid player for us, usually in that 3-hole for us.
Very reliable.
Yep, Moa Christensen. She showed very well last year at the Sun Conference Championships down there in Savannah, and I think she came in playing real well for the last couple of rounds and ended up with a top 5 finish there. And to round out the group,
the German,
we had Franzi Knuch, who, when she came in to USCB, she was on fire. She really set the bar quite high for the women, and really pushed everybody to be better, and she was a large part of the success. And we're certainly going to miss them, but Coach DeBeals brought in a couple of local girls, had a chance to meet with them a while back, and here in the next couple of weeks I think we're going to get an opportunity to meet them, and I'm sure we'll have them on the Sand Shark Bytes when that opportunity presents itself, so we're excited to have them.
Of course, we also have some great returners. You have 2 players in Blanca Porta and Vanessa Schlu that I think are going to absolutely take off this season. You know, they've had some good experience by playing with those 3 seniors. I really think those 3 seniors mentored them. And I mean, Blanca Porta already last year, she was emerging as the front runner, as like the lead number 1 on this team.
Yeah, she really was very consistent throughout the year, and we expect nothing but better stuff from her this year. She's been a solid player. Her short game has certainly improved, and she's been making strides on the green as well. Always gets off the tee real well, so going to be excited to watch that. And Vanessa Schlu, like you said,
the senior now,
she
right?
is, she's poised to really be a leader, and I know Coach DeBeal has challenged her to really step up and be that consistent leader that this team is going to need to replace, like we said, those seniors from last season.
Now let's switch over to the men. You know, the men have always had great team chemistry. They always hang out with each other. They're really good buddies. And, you know, it showed. Last year they took home the Sun Conference title. I mean, they had a wonderful season.
They did, and they had to come back from, 8 strokes back on that final day to beat Kaiser. And they played really well, and you had some players step up that I think we can look forward to this year, especially a guy like Jack Faraci, who won the South Carolina Open earlier this summer. He's been solid for us. We had an opportunity to have him out at our annual golf tournament, and he was hitting tee shots for the golfers off hole 17 there, and it was so funny to watch him. These guys get up with their driver, and they're like, "Oh, should I play that?" And then he steps up with his 3-iron, puts it right in the middle of the fairway for him, and sets him up for success every time. So it's just been fantastic to have him here, and look forward to seeing what he does.
Of course. So now let's get into softball. The big news of the week, Mike. Do you want to break it for everybody?
We do. Coach Bailee Wigness has been named the new head softball coach for USCB. Gina, you're joining us. Talk a little bit about that. What stood out with Coach Wigness during the interview process, and how did we come to select her as our new head softball coach?
Absolutely. Coach Wigness has a winning mentality, and she's done that. She's won a national championship with Arizona State back in 2013. And so she's going to demand from our girls the same thing that she's done. And so, we look forward to that and her bringing in a new element to the team. She, at Boise State, where she was an assistant coach for 3 years, was really big into champions of character, a similar program to ours. And so we look forward to that, and they're, working within the community and their community service aspect.
Yes, one of the cool things about Coach Wigness, not only was she a champion on the field, she was also named, Pac-12 academic teams. She had 4.0s.
She was named everything.
So building on that success from our softball team, where they were a scholar team last year,
right,
along with women's golf, it's going to be I mean, she's even done that part of it, not just
Right.
on the field, but off the field. And
Correct.
I think it was a good hire. She's going to do really well here, and we're excited to have her.
Absolutely. She'll be on campus starting tomorrow, so she'll meet her team, and we'll look forward to seeing great things as they get ready for the 2019 season.
Thank you for joining us, Gina. So the next couple weeks, we will have Bailee Wigness on the show, Mike.
Yes, we will. Excited to have her. As Gina said, she's going to be starting tomorrow, so she's going to have a busy few days here for sure as she meets the team and gets settled in. So give her a minute there to get things sorted out, then we'll
Then she can meet us.
Yeah, we'll bombard her with Sand Shark Bytes.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a quick little break, but during that break, you're going to watch a highlight package from last season of USCB softball. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sand Shark Bytes. We are now joined by some cross-country runners, Sierra McMahon and Wesley Murphy. Thank you guys for joining us. So Wes, let's start off with you, man. First of all, we're finally here. It's finally about to start of cross-country season. How does it feel?
Feels good. Yeah, I think I'm ready for this season. You know, I'm really proud of what I did last season and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So last season you had some success as a freshman. You came right in and you made an impact on your team. Now that you've had a year of experience, you've run some races here, do you think that's going to give you a competitive edge and I guess more confidence going into this upcoming season?
Yes, most definitely. I started off always nervous before every race because it's a big transition from 3.1 miles to 5 miles, going from high school to college and competing with a lot of top-notch athletes. So I got that 1 year experience in, feeling better now.
Absolutely. So last question for you, man. Has there been any things in the summer that you've been focusing on to perfect for this season?
Oh yes, I've been doing a lot more mileage. Like I went from 40 to 50 miles last year to 60, 70 miles this year, and doing a lot of swimming and bike riding, a lot of cross training and all that good stuff, the weight room and all that.
Absolutely. I look forward to watching you compete this season, man.
Yep, looking forward to it.
And Sierra, last year, going into your senior season, what are you looking forward to this year?
I think we'll do a lot better this year. We have a lot more new girls that are pretty good, and I'm just excited for the season.
And what do you think the biggest difference will be between last year's team and this year's team?
We just have more solid, we have a more solid group.
And I saw you guys out running. You guys were out training this morning, and it looked like everybody's kind of together. They were pushing each other. Team chemistry, you think that's improved?
Yes, I like all the freshmen and obviously the returners, and I think we're all going to push each other because we're all kind of in that same switching off, same type of shape.
What do you mean? What does that mean, switching off? Do you guys like draft for each other, or how does that all work?
Oh no, like we're kind of in the similar levels, so I feel like there's like competition within the team, which will make us all better.
Oh, it certainly will. It always does. That's the beauty of athletics.
Guys, thank you for joining us. And that's going to conclude another episode of Sand Shark Bytes. Mike, we're done already. Where did the time go?
Well, I don't know, but I'm sweating bullets.
Yeah, it is kind of hot out here. But for any information on USCB athletics, go to uscbathletics.com. Mike Manning's going to put together some great interviews throughout the year. He's going to write some great stories, and he's going to do his best to keep you up to date with all that you need to know But until next time, for Mike Manning, I'm Carlo Peruzza. Keep those fins up, everybody.
Hey, I'm Tony Hawk, and you're watching the County Channel.
I'm Dennis Adams, and this is a Buford County moment. Forrest Gump, The Prince of Tides, The Great Santini. These are just a few of the big Hollywood movies filmed in Buford County during the 1980s and 1990s. But the earliest big screen production shot here dates back nearly a century. Late in November 1917, American Feature Films of Greenville, South Carolina, sent a company of actors on location to St. Helena Island and among the antebellum mansions of Buford. In the words of the Buford Gazette, the rise and fall of the Confederacy is one of the most remarkable and stupendous motion picture scenarios ever attempted by any dramatist. It certainly was a costume drama with over 640 pieces of period clothing shipped in for the actors. Joining the production just before filming was one William Cunningham of Peerless Film Company of Los Angeles. He lent a Hollywood touch to the production. Unfortunately, the film has disappeared. It would seem that the studio exaggerated its claims of the most impressive moving picture since the birth of a nation. I'm Dennis Adams, and this has been your Buford County Moment.
To see more Buford County moments, go to the Buford County Library homepage and click on the Local History tab.
There are 4 types of bullying: verbal, physical, cyber, and social. Let's look at an example of the first one, verbal bullying. It usually starts off in a school setting like this.
Wow, Leah, I love your outfit. Was Goodwill having a sale or is it dumpster diving season?
Well, it all started when my son was bullied on the school bus when he was 8 years old, and he didn't tell me for 2 weeks. And when he finally told me, I was floored. I didn't know how to handle it as a parent, so I did a lot of research, and then I took that problem to my students and opened a whole can of worms that I wasn't prepared for. Kids are being bullied and they're not talking about it. So in order to solve a problem, they decided to write a play.
I already told you once and I'm not gonna tell you again, you skank.
Freeze! This situation has gone from physical bullying to cyberbullying. What do you think they're gonna do with their cell phones?
I guess it's made us all a lot more confident, and we're all more able to talk about bullying as an issue. A lot of times it's more skirted. People don't really want to talk about it, but now of all times, we really want to talk about it. Now we're able to.
When I think about how many times a week I see a child with confronting the issue of bullying, at least 3 or 4 times a week. I serve about 400 students, so several times a week I deal with 7th and 8th grade students who are coming to me with the issue of bullying.
All schools, all grade levels, not just here in Beaufort County, but across the country. We noticed a trend a few years back that bullying has become pervasive, and our efforts now are to do everything that we can to combat it.
We don't want her. We don't want her either.
Most of the times our first instinct is to mediate, is to try to get those students together and mediate and figure out how serious it is. Always we try to teach the student conflict resolution and how they can resolve the conflict, not just on their own, but using adults in the building as well. Parents are probably the #1 person when you're talking about bullying prevention. Even though the children spend 8 hours a day at school, a lot of what we face on a daily basis is not happening in our schools. It is undercover, a lot of technology-based bullying, a lot of anonymous bullying that's hard to pinpoint who it's coming from. It has definitely evolved. Parents can play a huge role in helping us by knowing who their children are communicating with, by doing random phone sweeps or iPad sweeps, looking at their children's technology and seeing what's on there, asking them who they're communicating with on a daily basis. Tell me about your day, just not did you have a good day, did you have a bad day? And being just as concerned about that student's social life as they are as their academic life.
Buford County is very proactive in how we address bullying. Of course, as you know, with our best efforts, we're always going to find ways or discover that we can improve. The very best thing that we can do is make sure that the information is out for our students, our staff, our communities. We want everyone to know how to properly inform others if someone is being bullied. If the individual themselves is being bullied, we want them, of course, to know where to reach out and how to reach out so that we can have the proper resources in place to assist them.
I remember when Ms. Fest came to us with the bully story, she asked us if we had ever been bullied, and she was blown away by all of our stories because everybody in our drama class has been bullied one time or another. So it gives us a sense of courage to help everybody stop it.
Actually prepping for it took a year, writing it, and this is technically our second year in touring.
I think Buford High School has done a phenomenal job over the past 2 years in getting information out to our 6th and 7th graders. And I say 7th graders because last year they produced a series of plays that was presented to our 6th graders, so now they're 7th graders. They do an excellent job, and this is information coming from school-age kids. These plays and skits are put together by them. They're actually feeling what goes on in the schools and in the classrooms each day, and they've been well received, not just here in Beaufort County, but across the state and across the Southeast.
And what makes this situation even worse is the teacher who has his back turned and didn't bother to catch it.
What I would like for bullies to know is it's not necessary. You don't need to be doing that. You're making somebody else feel absolutely worthless, and you don't need to be doing that.
What I would like to tell a bully is that it hurts. No matter what they do, it hurts the person that they're bullying inside.
I think this play has given them the courage to stand up to the bullies, to stand up to mean people, to stand up for what they feel is right, where before a lot of them were really hesitant. They were afraid, and I don't think they're afraid anymore.
Beaufort County Animal Control works to reduce the number of unwanted pets. You can help by spaying or neutering your dog or cat. Animals at the Beaufort County shelter are spayed, neutered, and vaccinated before they are adopted. They can also be microchipped for an additional $20 fee. Do your part. Spay or neuter your pet to reduce the suffering.
A message from Beaufort County Animal Shelter and Control. The shelter is always happy to accept donations of old blankets, towels, or pet toys.